The Homer Trojans faced off against the Windsor Central Black Knights. That was all one-sided. Windsor's Cohen Werner interception was one of many impressive plays that the defense made during the day. Ashton Werner would convert after the pick, taking it from inside the red zone to the distance. Knights went up 20-8 in the third quarter. Later on, it was Knights' Matthew Boyce catching the ball from play action to take a commanding 3-possession lead late into the game. Windsor would go on to win the Week 0 non-league matchup 35-14 in commanding fashion over Homer.